myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Unfazed with my boy JJ and, of course, your boy Ajae. We got on the all black today. I don't think we planned this show. We got on the all black today. That's how you know we ready to go to work. Okay, we ready to get busy, man. We got some debates brewing. We got some stuff to get to. Bam just dropped 83, which is crazy. We got to talk about that. Jason Tatum back in the lineup. We got to talk about the Celtics. NFL free agency has kicked off, so we got to talk about some winners of the NFL free agency so far. And apparently me saying A.J. Brown is the greatest Eagles receiver of all time has stirred this big debate amongst the masses. I don't get why. You know what I mean? So, of course, that's something that we got to address. But before we get into all of that, JJ, my boy Joe Jordan, how you feeling today, man?
I mean, I'm feeling good. You know, we got stuff brewing in the R2L community. My boy AJ, dropped it. He's going to talk about it later on, but I checked out the episode. I can't believe I stood there that long and listened to some Eagle stuff, but I did it, though. I sat there and watched the whole thing. It was good, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts on Bam's 83 points because it's some mixed emotions amongst the NBA, how they feel about it. So I'm curious.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got to talk when it's time to talk about what your boy dropped. We got to, we got to get to that. We got to talk about that. But we're gonna save that for a little later, probably towards the end of the show when it's time to talk about that. Maybe mix it in when we talking about AJ Brown. I think that might be a decent time for it. But like I said, before we get to all of that, you mentioned it. Bam's 83-point game. Now I'm not gonna start it this time. I got my own thoughts that I'm gonna share shortly. But before I get to that, I haven't heard your thoughts. I haven't heard your takes and opinions. I did come across a reel where I heard you say, why is everybody so mad at Bam? And I was like, oh, let me scroll because I don't want to hear nothing before I go live because I have my own takes and things I want to say. I got to ask you, Joe Jordan, for the Unfazed fans on my channel, right, on the R2L channel, what are your thoughts on Bam going off for 83 points against the Washington Wizards?
I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Number one, let's start with Bam itself, going for the record. Am I upset that he went for the record? No. I wish more players would do this. I wish more players would try to go. I think all players trying to get the record. It's up to the coach. So let me start with that. Like, I give Bam props for chasing it. It was there. He was close. He's Bam. So it's not like it's Steph Curry. It's LeBron. Luka is one of these players. I'm not gonna say LeBron, not at this stage, but it's not a player that I might could get here again. It's Bam. Bam dropping 30 in the first quarter. Come on now, that might not never happen again. His career high was 42 before this game. So once he got to 63, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually try to get this record because I might never be in this position again. So I'm cool with that. Number two, air exposure. A lot of people are killing air exposure. What if he got hurt? Oh, what about the respect of the game? Pulling him out. Y'all were up by 30. Y'all were still in there? That's disrespecting the game. What about the playoffs? That's more important. Man, shout out to Eric Spo for leaving him in the game to do that. Because there has been some occurrence, there's been some situations in the past when the same thing happened. You know, people complaining about the fouling at the end of the game. Oh, they was fouling them on purpose to get the extra possessions. I understand why you can be mad at that, you know, because you want to see a real basketball game. But let's be real. If Bam wasn't going for the record, guess what? You turn that game off. You're not watching it. You won't turn it off. It's a blowout, 30-point. It's a Wizard. It's Miami Heat. It's not even a primetime game. But because he was going for that record, I don't know what you were doing. I tuned in. I watched. I saw that he had 30 in the first quarter. I'm like, dang. And then I saw he had 60. I was like, yeah, I cut off the Celtics and Spurs game off, and I actually started watching this instead. So I'm watching it, and I'm like, the Miami Heat was literally fouling other players so Bam won't score. And then Miami Heat was fouling him. It was a game within a game. But let's talk about the other situations like this. I'm not even about to talk about Wilt situation. How about David Robinson? When David Robinson went from the scoring title against Shaq dropped like 33 that same day. David Robinson needed 68 points to get the scoring title. He ended up getting 71. You know why? Because at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, they kept him in the game against the Clippers, who only won 27 games that year. And they were fouling the Clippers so they can get extra possessions for David Robinson to get the record. And guess what, AJ? You probably didn't even know that. Because nobody talk about it. He's in the record book. He's already there. So I think Giannis said it perfectly. Giannis said it don't matter how he did it. Nobody's going to talk about it years from now. Nobody's going to be like, but he shot 43. First of all, the free throws, he got fouled. It wasn't like, the Wizards fouled him. I'm sorry. So for a situation like that to happen, you got to go against an inferior opponent. Like when Wilt Chamberlain broke his 100-point record, the starting center, I know it's a long time ago, didn't play. So he went against a backup and a back. He went against two backups that game, which they were already small, and he just dominated them. Same thing with Bam. Tyler Hero out. Wiggins out. Norman Powell out. So he's their scorer. And on top of that, the Wizards got Alex Saar and Trey Johnson, but they played 20 minutes. That's it. So you're going against backups. So obviously, when you have a game like that, opportunities, I'm cool with it. So I have no issues with Bam breaking the record. I actually think it's good for the NBA. It's only a problem. No, it's my boy AJ. It's the name. Because it's Bam. If it was Steph, she wouldn't be like, oh, they fouled on purpose. Nobody would be talking about that. Maybe a few, but not as much. If it was Luke, maybe Luka, because they don't like Luka. And last thing I want to say is this. The people that say, oh, you should never broke it. It's Kobe Bryant's record. Oh, you should have leave it as Kobe's record. What? Kobe probably turned in his grave hearing you say that. Kobe wants you to break the record. He want that. And somebody on ESPN brought this up. I forgot his name. I will give him a shout out. He said when Michael Jordan hit the game-winning All-Star game, we all got excited. Kobe got fouled. And they told Kobe to miss the free throws. What Kobe do? He hit both of the free throws, won the game. Kobe will be proud. He wants you to break that record. And that's really my last thing. I saw an interview with Kobe, and there was a high school player who scored over 100 points. And they asked Kobe, they told Kobe about it. He said, 100 points? It was like, how many shots he take? They said like 128. He was like, wow. How much he scored the team? Like 150. No other teammate had over 10 points. He said he must have had the Mamba shoes on. Kobe, what? Kobe wants you to break that record. So I'm cool with it, AJ. The floor is yours.
Oh man, I'm sure I'm gonna sound like a Bam hater with the stuff I'm about to say. Let me just preference my comments by saying this. 83 points is 83 points. And anytime you can go off for over 40 in the NBA game, let alone 80 something, is sensational. It's remarkable. It's something that we have only seen one other time going over 80, and that was Kobe Bryant. So I like you, similar situation. You know, I was watching. I forget. I might have been watching the Celtics and Spurs. I know I was watching something else, and I got the alert. I actually was on Twitter at the same time. I was kind of multitasking, and I was on Twitter, and it was like, yeah, Bam just went for the highest total in franchise history for the Miami Heat, and I'm thinking like, dang, like Bron went off before, you know, D Wade went off, like. How much he got? And I looked on Google. It was like, yo, he got 70. Hold on, like let me swap the channels and get to the game. And I'm watching the game, and as he's approaching an 81-point record, I'm getting more and more disgusted. I'm getting more and more agitated. And the reason why I'm getting irritated and disgusted with him getting the record is because of how he got the record. Now, you just said it. I like how you said that, Joe, because you set me up perfectly with nobody's gonna remember how he did it. That's my beef. Nobody's gonna remember how he got it later on down the line. And my bigger issue is this. If we lived in a society, right? If we lived in a sports community that didn't always want to draw comparisons, I wouldn't have no problem with this. We can acknowledge Bam Adebayo's greatness. We could acknowledge Kobe Bryant's greatness. And we could acknowledge Wilt Chamberlain's greatness in their own boxes. But in today's day and age, you know what they're going to say 10 years from now when we talk about the greatness of Kobe Bryant and the fact that he dropped 81, but Bam dropped 83? We see how Kobe Bryant is talked about now. My issue is with Kobe. We see how Kobe Bryant is talked about now. A few years after he's unfortunately gone, people talk about Kobe like he wasn't Kobe. People talk about Kobe like he wasn't the best player in the league for an extended period of time. T-Mac coming out. I could have won with Shaq and da-da-da-da. Jeff T coming out. I think James Harden was a better scorer. And don't even get me started on how the younger generation talks about Kobe, which brings me back to, like, it's funny. I think back to my conversations with my brother about MJ and LeBron, and how he feels like I'm disrespectful to MJ when I big up LeBron. And I feel a lot of the same thing hearing a lot of the younger generation talk when it's like, Steph is better than Kobe, and this player is better than Kobe. Is Kobe even top 10? So all you have at this point, if you're Kobe Bryant, is your resume, the things you've accomplished, and your records. In the 81-point game, it's not like it held a ton of weight, but it was something that, like, a lot of us Kobe fans was pointing to, like, dog, my dog dropped 81, and that record held for 20 years. The thing I want to point out is this. Bam Adebayo went out there. He had 30 in the first quarter. He had 43, I think it was 42, 43 in the first half, and he had 70 in the fourth. That's cool. I'm not mad at that. What I'm irritated with is if you gonna break the record, do it the right way, bro. The Heat out here filing extending time, right? Like doing extra stuff to ensure that he gets it. And I understand, you know, people make the comparison to, I heard people brought up, like you said, they brought up Kobe Bryant and the whole MJ thing in the All-Star game. I also heard someone bring up, you know, Kobe's last game. Like Kobe's last game ever, he dropped 60. Nobody and the context matters. In the All-Star game, yeah, that was supposed to be Jordan moment, but that was a close game. Kobe about winning the game first. When you talk about the 81-point game, they was losing the game. It was a 2-point game. 2-point game with like 7 minutes left in the fourth when Kobe was going off for his 81. The moment the Lakers had the clear win in the bag, Phil pulled him from the game, and there was no argument from Kobe, right? And so it was more so about winning the game than it was about going out there and dropping 81. And then the people forget, Kobe's last game ever. People forget. It was a competitive game down the stretch. Kobe scored buckets in the fourth quarter to secure the win, hit the game, basically the game-winning shot, and then got the game-winning steal to seal that game en route to his 60-point game. And so my frustration is it's not going to happen as much now because everybody recognizes the greatness of Kobe Bryant in a direct comparison now. But 10 years, 20, 30 years from now, when the younger generation comes up and they see Wilt and they see Bam and they see Kobe, right? And who knows, somebody may pass Kobe in another 20 years, so they might see Wilt, Bam, and someone else. That generation is gonna come up and say, yeah, Kobe was great. I mean, his 81-point game was cool, but I mean, how great was it? I mean, Wilt had 100, right? They forget. I didn't know that fact about the center not playing. That was news to me, right? The whole Bam thing. Not gonna talk about how that game ended. Not gonna talk about how they up 20, 30 points and they foul in the extended play. Bam himself was like, yo, don't foul. Like, what are y'all? Like, it's cool. I feel y'all, but y'all ain't gotta. If I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna get it, right? It's frustrating as a Kobe fan, understanding the context by which Kobe set his record and the context by which Bam set his record. I'm not mad at Bam. I'm not mad at Eric Spoelstra. I'm not mad at the Wizards, even though the Wizards are garbage. They are who they are. I'm mad at the narratives that I know are going to come 10, 15, 20 years, maybe even 5 years from now. When we talk about the greatness of Kobe Bryant, this may be something that is now looked over because someone passed it by doing it in the way that KD, last thing I'll say is this before I pass it back to you. The weakest move in basketball history was KD going to the Warriors, right? We remember that. Later on in life, they're going to say KD a two-time champion. They're going to compare him to LeBron and compare him to Steph, even though they played on the same team, and compare him to all these other legends. And at the end of the day, what's on his resume? He a two-time champion. Forget the fact that he went and left OKC and played for a 73-win team. Context matters. And I think in this situation, later on, we gonna forget. A lot of people gonna forget the context. And as a Kobe fan, I'm speaking as a Kobe fan, it's gonna bother me because context is missing a lot nowadays when we talk about Kobe Bryant. So call me a bitter Kobe fan, but I wasn't feeling it. And after he beat it, the way he beat it, I turned the channel and I moved on with life.
So the whole Kobe thing, yeah, he dropped 81, but to me personally, that's not big. Like it's big. But it's not. It just shows you Kobe. He dropped 81, but it wasn't like a main thing I focused on when it came to Kobe. It was an afterthought because that's who Kobe was. He's going to score the ball. He averaged 35 that year, by the way, 35 a game that year. So that's what you have. Like the year that he had 81, he averaged 35. So like, it's always ways if you're talking to a person with some sense, they can realize that Kobe was him. So I'm not worried about that. Because Kobe is a 5-time champion. Kobe was the best player when he was playing. You know, Kobe, all defense, every year his career, daggone there, right? It's until he tore his Achilles. So Kobe is him. And you're right. People going to forget. And I get it. You're trying to protect. So your main beef is the Kobe thing.
Yes.
It's a Kobe narrative that's going to go by. But think about it. Records are meant to be broken, though.
That's true. And I believe, and this is the thing, I agree with what you said about like looking back, if Kobe was around, Kobe would want Bam to go get the record for sure. Behind closed doors though, Kobe being the competitor that he is, I'm not sure Kobe will be happy with how it's being done. I really don't. I think if you go back and you, again, up till the fourth quarter, I mean, Bam going crazy. And like I said, I don't care about the free throws and all of that stuff leading up to the third. He was having a field day and he was getting hacked. People talking about he put up 22 threes. He shot out this percentage. I don't really care about that aspect of it, right? I care about, okay, once you got up on the record, you're 11, 12 points away from the record. The game wasn't a basketball game no more. It was like you said, it was the game within the game. We up 20, we up 30. Now let's let's foul them so they can't run no more clock down. All right, the Wizards, let's triple team him now so he can't get the ball, and he get the ball and he jumps into the defenders. Oh, foul! Now he going to the free. It's like, bro, we not even really like. It got to a point where it became clear and obvious he was going to break the record, and I don't think 83 points is 83 points. But again, Wilt has the true record that we haven't seen. Wilt has that record. So the reason why Kobe is brought up in these conversations is. They don't do all that if Kobe don't have that 80. If Kobe don't drop 81 and set that mark that we've all seen, he not shooting for 81. He stops at 70. 70 is a lot of points. I dropped 70. He might not play the whole fourth. But because Kobe has the record, what you going to say?
Oh, you talking about Bam? Bam would have stopped?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly. So because Kobe has the record, we are now shooting to surpass that, or not record that mark. We're now shooting to surpass that mark, and so I think again that's where my frustration comes in. As a Kobe fan, I would want. This is gonna sound real disrespectful, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Bam. As a Kobe fan, I want that's a record that I was around to see, something I had never seen in my life, and that's a record that I would want to be passed more honorably. I would want somebody to just do it, just somebody just went off, start to finish in similar fashion, or at least if it's a blowout, right? And Bam, it gets the record. It's not because they fouling the other team to make sure Bam gets extra opportunities to score. It's a blowout and Bam's still in the game and Bam's still going for it, but we still playing basketball. We not hacking the other team purposely so that our guy can get more opportunities and more bites at the apple to beat a record by which Kobe didn't set out to go. Kobe and the Lakers did not set out to drop 81 points that game. Kobe was trying to win it. We are losing to the Raptors. We trying to win the game, and whatever it takes to win this game, we down 15. We got to win this game, and he goes nuclear and leads them to a win. That's more. You respect that more. But again, the hate that Kobe gets nowadays, not only from fans but from some of his former peers. It'd be one thing if it was just bro. It'd be one thing if it was just fans. I done heard Jeff Teague say so much. I done heard T-Mac talk a certain way. I done heard all of these. I mean, come on, bro. These are guys that lined up against Kobe and really know what that was like, saying the stuff that they say. And it's like, so as a Kobe fan, I want, if you gonna break it, if you gonna get 5 rings, right, go surpass 5 rings and do it the right way. Don't join the 73-9 team and then run off 5 that way, because that's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it's like it's not the solid way. Don't go and hack the other team to get the 81 points, because that's not how it was done before. That's not an honorable way to do it. Don't go off and think Kobe had to stretch a month where he averaged 50 something odd points. Don't go James Harden where you just jumping into everybody every game just to that's lame to me, bro. And again, and it gets lost in the sauce the more time goes, and we look back and be like, dang, man, he was a better scorer than now. All of a sudden, James Harden, who we know, and I know I'm wearing all kind of left. I know, but just James Harden, a guy who we knew we couldn't stand the way he played when he was with the Rockets. Not early on, but those last few years when he was jumping into guys, and he was worse than SGA by far. We forget that. Now all of a sudden, James Harden is a better scorer than Kobe Bryant. It's like, come.
Yeah, he's tripping.
That's just nothing against Bam, and I know this is supposed to be about Bam, but I think it's hard to have this conversation without bringing up what came before him and what he just surpassed, which makes the moment the moment.
This is Unfazed, so I'm gonna push back. But first, I know we can't wrap here too much, but people act like it was a close game. They needed all 81 points to beat the Raptors. No, they didn't. In the fourth quarter, they got the lead to almost 20, and Kobe stayed in the game to get 80. He stayed in the game. He didn't get caught. He didn't get checked out until less than a minute left in the game, when they were already up by like 18 for a long stretch. That was number one. And number two, we accept what we tolerate. Because when somebody misses a shot on purpose to get a triple-double, we don't complain. When people put somebody down at the free throw line so they can get the rebound and get the triple-double, we don't complain. But when Bam does what he does, we complain. It's because of the magnitude. It's because it's Kobe's record. If it was him to get 50 points, we won't be complaining. We only complaining is because he's getting Kobe Bryant's record. So I'm not gonna sit here and criticize the man for going out and get the record. I get it, because at the end of the day, all that it was fouling the other team, the Wizards were also fouling Miami, and the Wizards were triple teaming him, and he still got the record. So respect to him for that. And shout out to Eric Spo in the press conference. I ain't apologizing to nobody. Period. So yeah, so go ahead. I know you probably got the play-by-play. Go ahead.
I did. You know it. You know
I
it
know,
because this is why we have great chemistry on Unfazed, because you know me. you know what I'm over here. You know what I'm over here doing. I'm looking at the play-by-play because I'm going back and reviewing it. It was a 3-point game. Lakers were actually losing. It was a no. The Lakers were up, but it was a 4-point game with 7 minutes and 24 seconds left in the game. It didn't become a 10-point game until 6 minutes was left in the game. Still a 10-point game when it's 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. The game didn't kind of start getting out of reach until 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in the basketball game. But we've seen enough basketball to know how this goes. Teams come back. Come back. And I want to mention this again. It's not like they was up 30. It's not like they was up 30, 40 points. They were down the whole game. And Kobe went off and extended that lead as far as they extended it. And Kobe kept going.
What was the score and how much time was left in the game when he got 81? He had 2 free throws.
Let's see. And try to do this fast.
I just watched this game again. So I know it's fresh in my mind.
They was up. They got back. They was up at the very end. They was up 18. Looks like
they was up 18 with how much time left?
They was up 18. It looked like it was a minute and 47 seconds left.
And he's still getting 80. And once he got 81, what happened?
They took him out.
Because he wanted 80. But I know they're just saying because they ain't fouling, but he went for 80. Once the game's out of reach, he was like, I'm close. Let me get to 80. Bam, like, I got 63 to start the quarter. Bro, I can get 83. I mean, I can get 82. I can get 82. So he tried to get it. And they got it. That's why I ain't mad at it. And I get it. It's because it's Bam. If Luka did it, you won't be tripping as much. Because you understand it. You like, Luka's a scorer. I can see that happening. Because he did drop 70. Even they was trying to give him 72, by the way. And so but it's the fact that it's Bam Adebayo, we are making a big. It's like you always. It's the name because he don't deserve. That's how we look at it. He don't deserve to be in this conversation, which I get, but he did it.
That's true. And like I said, I give credit where it's due. I just don't like how it went down. Even if and I still believe we've seen players stay in the game and do similar things after you've come back. Right, you've been down all game. A player get hot, and you just keep the player in the game and let them ride that out to the end of games. It's not like that's the first time we've seen that. So that's why I wasn't knocking Kobe for that because it was at least a game in the fourth that he continued to take over until down the stretch. He continued to stay out there, and then Phil eventually pulled him out of the game. I didn't feel that way watching Bam's game. I felt like they kept him out there the entire fourth to chase the record, whereas they kept Kobe out there to try to win the game. And then you can say it got to a point where it's like, yo, Kobe's so hot. How is he finna continue this? How high can he? That's different than the game already out of reach. If Kev said it best right here in these comments earlier, Kobe dropped 62 against the Mavs in 3 quarters and sat out the whole fourth. I think Kobe and the Lakers were more so about winning the games than they were about setting the record. That's just my opinion. And I think that
not Kobe. Kobe would have stayed. I mean, because you're a player. You want to score as much as you can. He's a player. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody's mad at Score. Nobody really mad at Bam because Bam is a player. Players want to stay. Remember Myles Garrett had 5 sacks and they took him out the game. He's like, bro, I know we're getting blown out, but let me break this record.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Just like I said, as an Eagles fan, or as a Lakers fan, I'm just like, or a Kobe fan, really diehard Kobe fan. It was tough. It was hard to watch, and I could just see how later on, people gonna be trying to dismiss of what a lot of the real ones gonna know, right? But there's gonna be a lot that are gonna feel differently. The analytical people are gonna have different opinions and takes.
I feel you on that. Your angle is different. Your angle is just like, man, you're not gonna like the conversations in the future when it comes to this and Kobe.
Exactly.
So I got you. But there's another guy whose game is kind of similar to Kobe, and that's SGA. And they playing the Celtics right now. And I don't know if you noticed, the Celtics are actually winning 40-31. So Jason Tatum is back, and Jaylen Brown gets ejected against the Spurs, a big game that we all were watching. But before that game happened, they were 2-0, beat the Charlotte Hornets, and then went on the road and kind of destroyed the Cavs for real. So, AJ, there's questions lurking in the East. Now Tatum is back, getting back into his rhythm. He's doing everything else pretty good, though. Should the Celtics be the favorites in the East?
I think they should, no question, be the favorites in the East. No question they should be the favorites in the East. When you look at the Eastern Conference, we talked about this before, Joe. When I said Jaylen Brown is my front runner for MVP, I don't know about now, but at one point in time, he was my front runner for MVP, given the way he was playing all season long, given the way he looked, right, in the absence of Jason Tatum, and how he was carrying the Boston Celtics. At this point in time, Carl, it depends on who you ask. I want to go back to this. It depends on who you. I'm sorry, bro. It's too many conversations around my dog, bro. That ain't putting the proper dip on the chip when you talk about Kobe. But let me move on. I'll move on. Let me lock in on these Celtics. Lock in on these Celtics. Anyway, when it comes to the Boston Celtics, right? When I look at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, right? What team in the Eastern Conference is more complete than the Boston Celtics? What team in the Eastern Conference that is competitive, that has more championship experience than the Boston Celtics? What team in the Eastern Conference has a 1-2 punch, the likes of a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown? None of those teams match the bill. We respected the Pistons. I said before, they were the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. Lately, the Pistons been looking a little shaky. Lately, it's feeling like teams have been figuring the Pistons out. We'll see how they look come postseason time. I still think they will be in position to make a run. But at the end of the day, they are still a team that is ascending, not a team I believe that has arrived just yet. The Knicks, you don't know what you're going to get from the Knicks. You just don't know. One moment they look like the best team in the league. The next moment they look like a team that is a first-round exit, depending on the matchup. You just have no idea what you get from the Knicks. They could easily be a team that comes out of the Eastern Conference. This is a team that beat the Celtics just last year, right? But the way they played this year, the heart that they have displayed this year has not been the same heart that they displayed last year. The way they have played, the way that most notably Karl-Anthony Towns has played, right? The way that Mikal Bridges has played, especially as of late, has not been up to par. Right? So you look at them and you like, do you have faith in them? You kind of do, because they have a lot of experience too, but you don't know what you're going to get from them. The Cavs, I don't believe in. I'm sorry. I do not believe in the Cavs. If I'm being real with you, I ain't believing the Cavs last year. I ain't believing in the Cavs. Definitely ain't believing in the Cavs this year with James Harden. I just don't see it. Now, maybe later on down the line, when this team, right, has more time to build that chemistry and more time to mesh together, I'll feel differently about the Cavaliers, right? At that point, I will feel different, or I may feel different about the Cavs. But I think right now, James Harden coming to the team like mid-season, right, and you trying to form that chemistry, guys in and out of the lineup, it's hard for me to say that team just built is going to go up against the Celtics and beat the Celtics. And then who else you got in the East? I mean, no disrespect to Orlando. They're a good team, but get out of here. Okay. I'm sorry, Vaughn, if you're listening. I mean, y'all cool, but y'all ain't Boston. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't there yet. Miami, I know Bam just did his thing, but I ain't trying to think he had 20 tonight. You know what I'm saying? So back to normal for Bam, unfortunately. I just don't see it. The Raptors and the Hawks, I mean, get out of here. So when I look at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, this has a lot to do with the Celtics and the championship pedigree that they have, right? A lot to do with Jason Tatum and the ceiling that he can reach. What we've seen Jaylen Brown do. I think now that they have seen Jaylen Brown do what he's done, Jason Tatum could kind of take his foot off the gas a little bit and ease himself back into the lineup, right? And not have to exert too much energy to help the Celtics win games. And then it's also about the landscape of the East. If they was in the West and OKC was in the way, Denver was in the way, maybe Minnesota was in the way, some of these other teams, the Spurs were in the way, I would feel differently. But in this East, I got the Celtics coming out. If you're telling me Tatum is going into the playoffs healthy and they got this backstretch to get that chemistry down, and Tatum has looked good. Remember, I questioned how he would look coming back a little early, right? How does he mess with Jaylen Brown and the team as presently constructed? He's looked great. And he ain't hit that normal Jason Tatum 30, 40. He ain't hit that just yet. He's looked great. So I don't see nobody beating the Celtics right now. If I had to place a bet, I would put the house on the Celtics to win the Eastern Conference.
All right. So he looked great. Define great for me. Because
great by the standards of he's fresh off of an Achilles tear. We haven't seen him in a while. He don't look great according to the standard he set before his injury. No, but he looks great as far as like you can tell he's gonna get back to the level. At least for me, I can tell he's gonna get back to the level that he was just at. But it's gonna take him time to get his feet underneath him, get his wind back, get his conditioning and things of that nature. But it's not like he out there limping around or moving gingerly or not able to do a lot of the same stuff. He looked fresh. Now he did miss that alley the other day. It don't look like the hops is there, but he was never a Vince Carter type of guy anyway. He a jump shooter. Yeah, but he could be a post player. He's a 3-point shooter, mid-range shooter. So to my eye, given what I was expecting coming off an Achilles tear, right, to start, given a little bit of a ramp up time going into the playoffs, I think he looks great according to those standards.
Okay. So look, I heard you say a word. They are the most complete team in the NBA. I mean, just about a week ago, who is JB playing with? He got no team. He playing with nobody. Now we add Tatum to the mix. Now they got a complete team. Now you say they got the best duo. Then you got an argument. But now we go from he playing with nobody to the most complete. To be complete, you gotta be good all around. You gotta have all the edges smoothed out, all that stuff. You can't have no bumps in the road. But before Tatum got here, it looked like they was on a bumpy road. I mean, the whole time. And now Tatum here is complete. That don't add up to me right there. I think the Knicks are a more complete team than the Celtics. You look at their roster, they have a complete team. They have areas in different ways to score. They got defenders, they got 3-point stretchers, they got height, they got rebounders, they got a bona fide scorer in Jalen Brunson. But if you have an off night, they got multiple guys who can carry the scoring load. So overall, we look at the roster, the Knicks have the most complete team, in my opinion, in the East. And then also when they listen. The reason why I'm not putting them as a favorites right now because Tatum has just came back from the Achilles, and the Celtics haven't shown me that they should be. I haven't watched them said, man, woo, they the favorites. They played Dallas, who's tanking. Okay, they beat them by 20. They play the Cavs. Big game, right? Did you know the Cavs is the only top team in the East the Celtics beat this year? Beat them boys 3 over this year so far. Beat them twice with only Jaylen Brown. So was I surprised they beat the Cavs? No, I was not. They played against the Spurs. Brown got hurt. It was really a good game down the stretch. They ended up winning the game. Now they're playing OKC without Tatum, and they're winning. So I'm not going to put them as favorites yet because Tatum hasn't shown me that he's fully back yet. Now, if you tell me, because I said this on our tour show, if Tatum could get back to Tatum, then they are very scary. Like they can. I don't think they should be the favorites yet because it has to be proven. I think it's hard to pick a favorite in the East. I would go with Detroit or the Knicks right now, but I won't go with the Celtics right now because with the healthy Tatum, they lost to the Knicks. So I'm not gonna say that they're favorites right now for those reasons.
Joe, if we not going with the Celtics, you said we going with the Knicks as of late. What have the Knicks shown you? They blew out Denver, they blew out the Spurs, and they just lost to the Lakers. They lost to the Lakers, so they are like a little roller coaster. They lost to the Lakers, and if I'm not mistaken, they lost to the Clippers too.
The Clippers beating a lot of people, but the Clippers. I'm serious. The Clippers been tough lately, but the Knicks are a roller coaster. But at least the Knicks are beating the great teams in the NBA. The Celtics are not.
I mean, because the Celtics just now getting Tatum back. And I'm not gonna push back too hard on this thing because I feel like I let it slide before when we was having the MVP conversation about Jaylen Brown and how they wasn't beating all these teams. I should have went back and did a little bit more research on some of them games. So some of them games, they ain't losing them games because of Jaylen Brown. Some of them games, Jaylen Brown going off and they still lose.
Lie, he wasn't 33 against Detroit.
I mean, so it's like I should have had that in the clip, and I didn't have that loaded. I went back and seen. I like he got me. But all I'm saying is, this is the thing about the Boston Celtics. This is the part that we miss, right? So, yes, I said that the Celtics. Who is Jaylen Brown playing with? Because at the time, if you could key in on Jaylen Brown, a lot of them other guys tend to struggle. But when you add Jason Tatum into the fold, it makes the overall team better. Because now you have to focus on JB and you have to focus on Jason Tatum, especially when they're on the court together. So that puts everybody in their roles again, right? That puts, White in his role again. That puts Pritchard in his role again. That puts all of your role players that are good at what, like, don't get me wrong. They're good shooters. They're good at what they're doing. They're good space creators. And occasionally, Pritchard could get busy and create his own shot. White can get busy and get his own shot. But I don't think that's naturally their game. When you add a guy like Tatum into the fold, I believe, again, now the team is complete because you have two guys that can get their own. And if you capitalize on those two, like we saw a few years ago, now you got shooters all over the place that's wide open and they can light you up. So that's why I feel the way I feel about them being a complete team now with the addition of Tatum. But the thing is, again, like we said before, Jason Tatum just got back. He just got back. And we do have to see him continue to ascend and continue to improve, continue to get back to himself. But he got time. Ain't like he coming back and he got 2 games before the playoffs start. This is one of the heavier months in basketball, if not the heaviest month in basketball, leading up to the postseason. So he's got time to get that win underneath him. He's got time to get that confidence in that Achilles. He has time. Mm-hmm. The team has time to continue to build that chemistry leading into the playoffs. And when they hit their apex, which I believe they will, I just don't think any team in the Eastern Conference is equipped to go up against them. Now, the Knicks, again, the Knicks took them out last year, but the Knicks don't look like the Knicks of last year. They don't. Now, what I will give the Knicks is this. Last year, they had similar regular season woes. They did. Last year, they looked like they couldn't beat nobody in the regular season. That was a talking point going into the postseason. And then in the postseason, they rattled off a bunch of wins, got to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt in this way. But they not coached the same way. When they play, they seem more finesse than dog nowadays. And I don't think that's going to work against a few teams at this point in the Eastern Conference. Now, I know I picked the Knicks to come out of the East at the beginning of the season. I'm going to stick to it just because I don't want to jump off my original pick. But they see the Pistons early on, they probably going home. I think they see the Celtics at this point. I like how the Celtics match up at this point with that team, right? I like the fact that the Celtics, because the thing about the Celtics has always been a knock on them. The Celtics are the type of team, they don't wake up until it's time to wake up. And that's been a thing for them for years. That's back when they was down 3-0 to the Heat, then all of a sudden they rattled off 3 straight, got back in the series until Jason Tatum rolled his ankle. And that's just been the Celtics. And I honestly think, as bad as it sounds, and I'm not making excuses for the Celtics, it felt like they sleptwalked through the second halves of those Knicks games. Because if you remember, if I'm not mistaken, it was up 20 in the first half of both game 1 and game 2. And the Knicks came back and smoked them I think the second half going into the fourth. So it's like, no excuse. Okay. But all I'm saying is, I don't look, the East has not given me enough confidence when I watch any of them play on a night in, night out basis for me to be like, you're going to take out this Celtics team that is, I believe, hungry, motivated. JB now being arguably the best player on the team, having the season that he's having. Jason Tatum coming in and filling in. And at this point, Jason Tatum don't necessarily got to give you 30 to 40. He come in and give you 20. And they will dominate teams in the postseason, I believe. As long as Jaylen Brown continues to play the way he's playing and those role players hit shots from the outside. So I have more faith in those teams than I do ultimately in the Celtics than I do in the Knicks, and definitely the Cavs. And Detroit is coming, but they're not there yet. They need a little bit more. I just have more faith in the Celtics.
See, when you say I'll bet the house on it, like it's a done deal, That's where I'm off the boat with you because you just said it yourself. The Celtics are a team who basically lock in when they need to, and you know why? It's because of their leader, Jason Tatum. It's him. He's not locked in. In those first 3 games in Miami, he was the one that didn't show up, and then he decided to show up. They started winning games. That's how they are. And you're telling me that same leader that we're talking about, that's a roller coaster, fresh off of Achilles. Now Jaylen Brown is leading. So we expect this team to all of a sudden just flip the switch and just go through the East. Like definitely should be the favorite. I disagree with that.
Of the two players, and I like I like that point because I think that works for me. Of the two players, Jaylen Brown seemed like the one that's more of a natural leader. The one that's more of the guy that gets the locker room together, the one who I won't say takes the game serious because I don't want to insult Jason Tatum.
He's more of a dog.
But he more of a dog. And I think it helps that now he's the guy now. You're not looking to Jason Tatum to light that fire amongst the Celtics. You're looking at JB. That helps. Because JB is now the guy that lights the fire and gets everybody going. He's done it all season long. And now you just like, listen, Jason Tatum, when you feeling good, do your thing. But this right now is Jaylen Brown's team. And Jaylen Brown ain't taking no games off. Jaylen Brown ain't taking his foot off the gas. He going at you 110% every game, especially in the postseason. And so that's why I like this dynamic. Now the dynamic has switched. We have a different, clear leader, a guy that's ended still in the MVP conversation, that's looking to ascend, while the other guy who is still great and can still at his best give you 30, 40, 50 if need be, has time to get his legs underneath him going to the playoffs. And I believe when you need Jason Tatum to step up and be that number 2 or 1B to Jason Tatum's 1A or to Jaylen Brown's 1A, he could do that, but he's not relied upon the way he was because JB has taken that mantle. I think that makes the Celtics a better team. I think it makes them a better team when it matters most.
The question is, can he elevate his game in the playoffs consistently as the number 1 guy? That's going to be the question. I'm not mad if you say I think they should be the favorite. My pushback is I'm betting the house on it. Like it's like they should be the favorite. I'm not there yet, only because maybe I'm not sure if you're saying if Tatum can get back to what he was. Obviously, that's the case. That's different. But he fresh off Achilles, and I haven't seen a game yet where he's back. He's not back yet still. Now, he's doing all the little things. Like, he's rebounding. He's getting assists. He's playing defense. He's starting his feet. But he's still super rusty, which is expected. But from the injury that he had, I will say this, the other things you worry about, like the defense and all that stuff. And he's still defending. He's still getting rebounds. So his athletic ability is still there. It's all about him getting in rhythm. So I am telling people, like, watch out for the Celtics. Like, they can win the East with Tatum, but I'm not saying they're a clear-cut favorite right now, like you're saying, basically. That's why I disagree.
As a hooper, and we can move on real quick to the NFL, but I just want to say, as a hooper, here you go.
Oh, man, I didn't realize you said that.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, gotta represent.
We always get Eagles people popping up, man. We rarely get the Commanders popping up in the comments. Come on, man.
That's true. But Joe, I want to say this before we move on. Mm-hmm. You a hooper. You know how it is. You get out there. It's been a while since you've been out there, right? Ooh, you rusty. But if you can shoot the rock and it ain't falling one day, you ain't too worried about that. You more so, how does my body feel? Do I have my win? Can I still attack? Do I still have my athleticism? Because the rest ain't nothing. That's why I'm so confident. Because I know as long as he ain't out there limping around, he still looks explosive. He's still able to go to his go-to moves. That's most important in this building up phase. Not whether the shots are dropping or not, because that's going to come. The man's a born hooper. That's going to come over time. The more reps he gets, the more he gets, his feet underneath him. I know. I was just in the gym the other day. You know what I mean? Like, okay. You know what I mean? I feel good. You know what I feel good. It wasn't too much rest at all. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Let's transition over to the NFL because we've had a ton of big news in the NFL this offseason. I gotta ask you, Joe. Now, when we talk about the NFL free agency, right? I want to talk about the offseason in its totality, right? Because we got coaching moves, we got trades and things of that nature. So not just biggest NFL free agency winner. I want to ask you, Joe, overall this offseason. Maybe that changes your answer. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. But if you have to think about the team that you think looks the best so far coming out of everything so far this offseason, what would you say? I mean, we've had some big moves. We've seen the Ravens get Max Crosby. Didn't decide we really don't want Max Crosby. We rather had Trey Hendrickson, and we seen the Eagles get Rick Woolen. Yes, sir. We seen the Birds. Yes, sir. Get the ACV too. You love to see it. We seen the Commanders make some big time. Hey, I'm just saying, we bring another champion into the building, play with some other champions in that secondary. I'm just saying, you love to see it. You know what I mean? We seen the Chiefs make some big time moves. We seen the Rams, make so like it's a lot of different teams, a lot of different ways you could go here as far as winners. But if you had to pick one that's the biggest winner, who would you say?
All right, now if we extended it to the whole all season, that's a different question for me.
Okay.
But I'm going to address the free agent first, and then I'll let you go, and then I'll follow up with another answer. Okay. But the best free agent team, the best team that had the best free agent, like the trades, the free agents, putting them together. I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you one in the AFC. I'm gonna give you one in the NFC. All right.
Okay.
The one in the AFC is an up and coming team, and the one in the NFC is a contender. And I would say in the AFC, I'm going to say the Las Vegas Raiders. I like what they did so far. I know a lot of people are thinking about, okay, teams that can win right now. I'm thinking about what they did. So they got Nakobe Dean, your boy. I don't know if you're crying about that, but they got Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, what I thought was two great pickups for them. They got Tyler Linderbaum, which is a great move, bringing in your rookie quarterback as a number one pick. Now, if they would have, and then they get Max Crosby. They keep Max Crosby. Now, if they got the two number one picks, it would be better, but they still get Max Crosby. So that's my AFC winner. I look at the AFC. I see some other teams that did some things. Now, we talk about all season. I love what the Titans did and their coaching staff. They made a lot of moves too. The Giants made a lot of moves, but am I really sold on the Giants yet? I don't know yet. They made some moves, though. They made a bunch. But in the NFC, it's like cut to the point. This was the need. They addressed it. The Los Angeles Rams, bro. Whew. I look at the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, offense set. Do we got to worry about it? No, we don't. They got Devontae Adams. He cried. He's going to come back stronger than ever. And they got Puka Nacua. They got Kyron Williams. They got the MVP, Matthew Stafford, and an MVP play caller, Sean McVay. But then on the defensive side, what they lack? They got a front seven. Front seven is pretty nice. But what they lack DBs, cornerbacks. They went and got Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie. Basically stole the whole Chiefs secondary, which I thought was a big, although your boy Devontae Smith cooked McDuffie a few times in some big games. I know you can probably like, man, been there, done that. I get you. But I thought that was a big need. We got a guy on the network, Charles Griffey, he's a Rams fan. He always talk about that secondary is garbage. I remember the statistics were saying the Rams got the best mid-season best defense in the league. Oh, they're top 10, they're top 5. He said, no, we're not. We are good, got a good front seven. Our defensive backs are garbage. So getting Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson is going to change the game for them because all they need to get some start. And we saw it in the playoffs with Caleb Williams in the last play of the game, they get a touchdown. Like that was crazy. So you saw what Sam Darnold did to them in the NFC Championship game, lit them up. So getting these two defensive backs, I feel like I think they won trade and free agency.
I'm not gonna lie. So when we was thinking about this question, I was definitely thinking overall totality of an offseason so far.
That's cool.
So my answer, and it has a lot to do with free agency too. It's actually maybe the biggest part of it. It has a lot to do with the free agent signing that they made. I think the biggest winner, I'm gonna say, of the offseason so far, and it scares me to say it. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
Woo!
The Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, are winning the offseason so far.
Okay.
I think the Chiefs are winning the offseason so far. I think, first off, let's start at the top. You bring back Eric Bieniemy, a guy who already has a ton of chemistry with the Chiefs, with Travis Kelce, with Andy Reid, with Patrick Mahomes, right? So you bring him back. with a team. It's been a lot of talk about, coaches not holding the Chiefs offense accountable and things of that nature. We know that's not going to be a problem with Eric Bieniemy. We know that's not going to be an issue with him. He is a guy that helped facilitate in the Chiefs reaching the goals that they reached and helping to set the standard out there, in Kansas City. I believe that move trickled into Travis Kelce being like, maybe I should come back. So now you bring Travis Kelce back for a season. But the biggest move, Kenneth Walker, bro, to Kansas City. Super Bowl MVP. You know how I feel about Super Bowl MVP. See, you know what I'm saying? You know how I feel about Super Bowl MVPs, Joe. It's a different level of respect that come with a Super Bowl MVP. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It's a different level of respect that come with that. The season that Kenneth Walker had last season with the Seahawks, you see how he was able to take a lot of the pressure off Sam Darnold. They can lean on that run game heavily. You see how he was able to lean on that run game in the postseason and obviously in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs have been missing a running game for years. It's been years where Patrick Mahomes lead the team in rushing for a postseason, or lead the team in rushing in the Super Bowl, or lead the team in like that has happened several times with the Kansas City Chiefs because they rely so heavily on Patrick Mahomes. Now we're bringing in a guy like Kenneth Walker. That's the guy you're gonna feed the rock, especially for a guy like Patrick Mahomes, fresh off of a bad knee injury, an ACL tear, right? Fresh off of that. Now it's like, all right, Pat. Now we want you to sit back. We want you to hand the ball off a little bit now. We don't want to put as much on your shoulders. We want you to hand the ball off now. Now, I don't like them losing Trent McDuffie. Obviously, that is a tough loss, right? At the same time, I think the way this offense is going to be able to, when Patrick Mahomes gets back healthy, dominate time of possession, keep the defense off the field. I don't really have the same worries about the Chiefs defensively as some others may. So I think all in all, just thinking about how this, like we keep on saying, and we gonna say till we blue in the face, that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the National Football League. When Patrick Mahomes is around, he kind of decides who comes out on top in the end. That's just the truth. Last few years, with the exception of this past year, Patrick Mahomes has basically been the deciding factor in who won the Super Bowl or not. So any way you can help Patrick Mahomes, especially offensively, and getting a run game established to make it easier on him to do his job from the quarterback position, I think that's a big time win. Now, I will admit, if you did not say the Rams, I was probably going to say the Rams. It was a toss-up between the Rams and the Chiefs because, again, I'm a fan of McDuffie. And the Rams, like you said, they had a need. They addressed the need. They are set going into this season. And you could argue the same thing the same way I talked about, Kelce coming back. They just got the league MVP back, right? Stafford is back. And now you solidified that defense on the back end. So I think what they did, is special. But I'll be remiss to not talk just a little bit about Reek Woolen. Just a little bit. Not too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Because I'm not going to talk like he's the best corner in football. But what I will say is this. The Eagles have lost a lot of pieces. Reed Blankenship not in the building no more. I am salty about not having the Kobe Dean. I'm even more salty that we was not able to re-sign Jalen Phillips. Jahan Dotson, I don't know if you've been trolling or not in the chat, but Jahan Dotson obviously signed with the Atlanta Falcons. I think he had a higher ceiling than what we tapped into, but we did not tap into that ceiling. Unfortunately, he helped us win the Super Bowl, but he didn't tap into right. He didn't tap into the cylinders that I believed he had with the Philadelphia Eagles. But what I will say is, mark my words, Howie Roseman will make a move for an edge rusher, whether it be a Jonathan Gennard or a Max, probably not Max Crosby, probably be Gennard or somebody along those lines. He will make a move for an edge rusher. You still got Jalen Hunt back there, right? You still got Zach Bond. You just re-signed Jordan Davis. You will more than likely re-sign Jalen Carter. All of these rumors about us trading Jalen Carter was just BS to begin with, in my opinion. You're going to re-sign Jalen Carter. That secondary, we got to figure out what we're doing at safety. We got to figure that out, right? Because I thought at one point we might go and get CJ back again, or we might go and get Brisker. Both those guys gone. So we got to figure out what we're doing at safety. But as far as a cornerback trio, This trio has the potential to be one of the greatest DB. If we fill out the rest of this defense, this trio has the potential to be one of the greatest trios of all time. I'm gonna just put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there, bro. Because we saw how great it was with Adoree Jackson. You got Vic Fangio coaching these boys. We gonna miss Christian Parker, our DB coach. We gonna miss that. Shout out Dallas, they got him. But you got Rick Willen on one side. You got Cooper DeJean in the slot. You got Quinyon on the other side. Oh, oh. It's gonna be Clam City. It's gonna be Clam City. I just had to bring that up. But all in all, I like what the Kansas City Chiefs have done. And if Patrick Mahomes comes back looking like Patrick Mahomes, man, it's gonna get ugly. And I will say this. Last thing, I want to say this. I don't know if Dave is watching or 49ers fans is watching. If we see Mike Evans, hypothetically speaking, ain't playing by week 5 because he got some type of hamstring issue like he's had over the last, 5-6 years, I'm not trying to hear it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not trying to hear it. A team that has been injury riddled for feels like a decade straight, whether it be the quarterbacks, the receivers, the defense, goes out and get another aging receiver, big time name, it's the name. Goes out and get another big time receiver, old age, that has had hamstring issues the last couple years in the league. If and I don't wish this on him, obviously, but if he comes out there and has hamstring issues again like he has previous years, I'm not gonna be trying to hear Purdy better than Hurts because he had Mike Evans. I'm not gonna be trying to hear it. I'm not gonna be trying to hear it. Y'all knew what y'all was getting yourselves into when y'all signed Mike Evans, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hear this. But my bad. The floor is yours, Joe.
And they're excited too, but I'm glad we're on Unfazed.
And not to cut you off. And I will be too as an Niners fan. He's the best receiver y'all have had probably since Ayuk was Ayuk for real. So like and Debo's in that conversation. Debo's in that conversation too. So when Debo was hitting on all cylinders, Mike Evans is Mike Evans, but Mike Evans' injury issues. He's just another guy in there that could get hurt.
Hold on. You said that it's a better receiver since Brandon Ayuk was Brandon Ayuk. Yeah. I mean, when he come over, he'll be back to normal. Coming over here soon. I went on PFF.com today, AJ. They got him under the Commanders right now. on Pro Football Focus. They talking about something he with the Commanders. That's crazy. But I ain't really talking about us because we've been making some under the cover, making some moves too. We having a sneaky free agency. I don't know if you noticed after all the moves we made, about 9 moves, we got the most cap space still. We got the most. You know what I mean? But I ain't about to talk about that. But I got some pushback about your Chiefs take. So really? Okay. I have a hard time putting the Chiefs at number 1 when they lost their secondary. That's number 1.
That's fair.
I also think they made the most. I think people are overrating the Kenneth Walker signing.
Really?
Super Bowl MVP. Let me ask you a question, AJ. Is he a top 5 running back in the league?
Off the top of my head, I probably wouldn't say so.
No, he's not. I can name top 5 of top. I mean, come on now. He's not better than Derrick Henry. He ain't better than Saquon Barkley. He ain't better than B.J. Robinson. He ain't better than Jameer Gibbs. He ain't better than Jonathan Taylor. He not top 5. Shoot, is he better than Ajae?
No. Yeah, you're right about that.
So like, my thing is this. Kenneth Walker was behind a good offensive line, and him and Charbonnet ate. Let's not forget about Charbonnet. So if the Chiefs would have got Charbonnet, are we gonna make a big deal out of it? And you know why everybody making a big deal out of it? It's the trophy, not the name. It's the trophy. He's Super Bowl MVP though. But did you even have him in your top running back list before that game? Did you? You probably didn't. But he got the MVP trophy. You're like, oh, he one of the best running backs in the league. Running backs are look, no disrespect to running backs, but they are replaceable. I'm only making a big deal of a running back acquisition if it's a Saquon Barkley, if it's a Jameer Gibbs, if it's a B. John Robinson, a Jonathan Taylor, some type of generational talent. But when it's not a generational talent, you could be replaced. That's why giving him $40 million, I was like, dang, they gave that man 40. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all guaranteed. But $40 million, I thought it was too steep. I think he got that because of the trophy. So I think that's an overrated move, and I get it. They need a run game, but you can get that in the draft.
See, what you're saying would resonate with me more if he was going to play with somebody not named Patrick Mahomes. It would make more sense if he was going to play with somebody that's not of Patrick Mahomes' caliber. If he wasn't going to play with a guy that's arguably the best receiver in the the best quarterback in the National Football League, right? Somebody that could go down as a top 2, top 3. Some would argue the best quarterback of all time. The Chiefs didn't need a Saquon. They didn't need a Bijan Robinson. They didn't need somebody like a Jahmyr Gibbs. They needed somebody that was stable back there. The Chiefs were at their best with Pacheco back there balling. Pacheco was back there doing his thing here in spots. Ain't like he was going out there going for a stack of season. He just was in moments when you expect Patrick Mahomes and you game planning for Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and the other weapons on the outside. You hand the ball off and he got shoot for 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards. And it's like, dang, we got to worry about the run game a little bit. And all you need for Pat is just a little concern about something other than the pass game, something other than him. We got to play them a little differently because you have to worry about what he has coming out of that backfield. And so in the case of the Chiefs this year, Kenneth Walker might not be those names, but I can almost promise you on this team with the Chiefs, he going to get the respect like he a Bijan. He going to get the respect like he is Saquon as far as how teams game plan. Like, teams are going to look at the Chiefs, and I'm not saying that they're going to look at the Chiefs in a way that's like, you got to stop the run game, and Patrick Mahomes not going to beat you. But a big part of stopping the Chiefs going forward, given Patrick Mahomes coming off injury, especially to start the season, we got to stop the run game because they going to rely. They paid him 40 M's now. They going to rely on that running game heavy, and similar to the Seahawks, the Seahawks was running off that run game, right? And teams was like, we got to stop the run. If we can't stop the run, we don't have a shot. It's going to be one of them things with the Chiefs where if we can't stop the run, you will not have a shot at beating the Chiefs unless, to your point, you beat them in a shootout because the defense don't look quite the same, right? Then you'd have more, more of a case. But the way I'm looking at it, a great player like Patrick Mahomes don't need a ton. It's a similar way as I look at in Carl in the comments, he's not gonna like this, but it's similar to the Bills adding DJ Moore. DJ Moore not AJ Brown. DJ Moore not Justin Jefferson. DJ Moore not all, but he about to go play with Josh Allen. He might look like one of the best in the league playing with Josh Allen. You got a game plan for the Bills a little bit different now because they got DJ Moore, right? And that's going to be a consistent target that's going to make Josh Allen's job easier. Now that's just something else that you have to focus. Eye candy. That's something else that you have to focus on because DJ Moore can kill you too. He did it a few times with the Bears where DJ Moore might take over a game. We saw it a few times against Green Bay, things of that nature. But he's not top tier, but he's the guy you got to worry about. And so that's how I'm looking at this Chiefs move. For a team that didn't have a run game at all, to go add a guy who's playing some of the best ball of his career, confidence boost coming off of winning the Super Bowl, knowing what it takes to get to that level and win on that stage, they're going to have the confidence to hand the ball off to him and allow him to do his thing, run some play action, loosen that defense up, giving Patrick Mahomes more time back there in the pocket to make clear and decisive plays with the football. And I'm glad he brought that up. We smacked them in large part because they couldn't run the ball. In the first Super Bowl we played,
they did run the ball,
but they couldn't. When they tried, they couldn't.
The first three possessions, they didn't even run the ball.
Right, but when they went back, when it was down, I think it was down 10-0 before Pat threw his interception, before the Cooper DeJean play, they tried to run the ball in that possession. It's just Jalen Carter and that was. You said what?
Well, Brandon Jacobs, they go crazy on y'all. But y'all had a good run defense also. I do want to say this, though.
Okay.
I do want to say this. The Chiefs' running game was good when the passing game was good. The Chiefs' run game has not really been good in like last 3 years. The offense has not been really good for real. They've been relying heavy on the defense. And I'm not putting that on Pacheco and stuff like that. When Mahomes was fighting for MVPs, when the passing game was working, the run game was working also. So in the DJ Moore comparison, the reason why I say this overrated is because what they paid Kenneth Walker. They pay him as a top running back in the league. DJ Moore is not getting paid as a top receiver in the league. He got traded for. So that's why I'm like, for the money they paid for him, they're not going to get that in return, in my opinion. He might be a steady running back and all that stuff. Yes, I get you on that. He improves, but everybody making it seem like they got Saquon Barkley, like the impact, not 2,000 yard receiver rushing attack, but they thinking like y'all gonna be now like heavy run team. He gonna have his career year, all that stuff. It's like, dog, I don't expect that for real. To tell you the truth, he might get a career. He's still sharing carries with Kareem Hunt. They said Kareem Hunt get on the goal line carries. I was like, dang, that's messed up.
That helps because then you could have like a Charbonnet and K9 kind of affecting that backfield. I think that helps. Ultimately, I think that helps the Chiefs. I think if the Chiefs were smart, which I believe they will be, and I think it's a big part of the reason why they went and got K9. If they were smart, they're going to slowly bring Patrick Mahomes back into the fold. Now they're going to come out there and have Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball 40 to 50 times a game, which is why you pay a guy like Kenneth Walker $40 million. Because it's like, we're not going to all of a sudden stop passing the ball. But for the first half of the season and moments in the playoffs, we might be a run-heavy team. Notice, now I don't know if they're going to do it yet, but I'm kind of shocked they ain't went and got Re-Kill yet. I'm kind of shocked they ain't went and made no trade for no receiver. They went and got a running back. They went and got a guy like, we're going to take the load off of you by handing the ball off a little bit. And we're going to not simplify the offense, but make it harder for defenses to game plan for us. Every time we drop back or every time we go on offense, teams are expecting us to throw the football. Teams are sending the blitzes and sending the hounds at Patrick Mahomes because teams are expecting us to throw the football all dang day. So now with a solid rushing attack, right? With a solid rushing attack, now that play action game is going to be more crucial for them. I just think, again, taking pressure off Patrick Mahomes at this point in his career, fresh off injury, is critical. Because if Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes come postseason time, it's going to get ugly. And I also think that takes some of the pressure off of an older guy like Travis Kelce as well. I think K9 helps alleviate a lot of different issues offensively. And even defensively, if you could dominate time of possession. Joe, I'm telling you.
But I'm telling you. I'm with Kev right here. He said Andy don't like Lee on the run. He's not about to start now. And AJ, I get it. He offered. He got an injury. They're gonna be conservative with him early. This is not the first time he went into the offseason with an injury. He had a high ankle sprain and had to get surgery. He came out the next year in the first game threw 39 times. Then 41. I mean, they're gonna throw the ball, bro.
A high ankle sprain, Joe. A high ankle sprain ain't no ACL tear.
No, it's not. But he had to get surgery. That's what I'm saying. He had to get surgery and stuff. It's a different injury. But you really think Andy will be like, you know what? We're gonna let Patrick Mahomes throw the ball only 30 times a game? No.
Not necessarily.
And he ain't coming back unless he back. No, Mahomes, he'll come back earlier. But he
would. But
I'm sorry to cut you off. Now, if you saying this, if your theory was this, we don't know when Mahomes gonna come back. So he might miss the first 4 or 5 games. So we're going to lean heavy on a running attack. So Kenneth Walker can get a lot of touches early. So they need to run a bell cow running back. Then I would understand that. Paying them the money, I guess. You know what I mean? They keep them afloat until Mahomes come back. But I just think I don't want to say this because he's, you know what I mean? I don't want to downgrade nobody's money. But compared to the other running backs that's getting the money he's getting, I feel like he getting paid because of the trophy.
Is he overpaid? I agree. I think he's overpaid. But my thought process isn't he's going to carry while Patrick Mahomes is out, because I don't know when Patrick Mahomes is out. My theory is we don't know how he going to look right away out the gate. And I think that the Chiefs have put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes to deliver every single game. Every single game, we want you to come out here and win games. There is not a moment in time where you look anywhere else outside. It's offensively. Defense has won them games too, but offensively, it is Patrick Mahomes or bust. And I think adding a guy like Kenneth Walker adds another dimension to your offense. Like I say, if he's Pat, he don't need much. he don't need much to get back to where he's trying to get, which is why I look at this move like, hey, you bring in a guy, like you said, that could be a bell cow. You still got Kareem Hunt, right? And that takes some of the pressure off him while he gets his legs underneath him. And in the process of doing that, while that is happening, when things kick up and he's getting his legs underneath him and he looks like himself again, you still got to worry about the rushing attack in ways you didn't have to worry about the rushing attack before. You didn't. Kenneth Walker, again, like I say, he's not Saquon and all of those guys, but as a defensive player, you still peeking in that backfield to see, like, we got to be worried about, we still got to be concerned. When they fake that play action and boot to the outside, it's going to be some guys running with Kenneth Walker in ways that they wasn't running with Pacheco. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be concerned about that. And with a guy like Andy Reid and a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, all of those advantages matter. They all matter. He has done more with less at that position. Anytime you could add to that position, that'll help keep the ball in his hands, dominate time of possession, I think it's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you. I hate to be this guy because you know how I feel about the Chiefs, but I think he's gonna be a problem with them. I really do.
Now, if we just talk, the way you're looking at it is like, I'm not looking at the money. I'm just looking at the addition. That's what you're looking at. So
yes.
If we was looking at the addition of it, like, okay, they replace Pacheco with Kenneth Walker. Yes, it's a huge upgrade. You know what I mean? So I do see that. You know, I was looking. You know, I'm always trying to put my GM hat on. You know what I mean? I'm looking at my GM hat. I'm like, hold up, bro. This $40 million ain't adding up. You know, that's what I'm saying. But
this man got Adam Pierce Adam Peters at GM, and now all of a sudden I got my GM hat on. Like,
you know what I mean? I ain't saying too much. You know what I mean? Because we flying under the radar right now. And the 49ers need to chill, bro. I get it. He did y'all dirty. Let that man go. We're not giving you no pick for him. I'm letting you know right now, we're not giving. You know him and JD5 already working out, so we don't need a. Yeah. We good, all right. So just release that man because you end up paying him if you keep him, and y'all don't want to do that for sure. They gonna release him, but they could keep him for. They being petty right now. But anyways, people being petty to you in the comment section because you got lit up. I mean, the man made a video. Man came on live and talked about I need AJ Brown gone. And now he got to come back on and defend AJ Brown. Like, everybody ignores your message about getting rid of AJ Brown. I thought people were going to say, dang, AJ, I thought that was your boy. You always say y'all don't win without him. Everybody said, what about T.O.? You forgot about T.O.? I heard a few people say DJ. You know, so, AJ, questions been lurking about your last take, all right? Mm-hmm. AJ Brown, you claim this. He's the greatest receiver in Eagles history. Now, we need you to up front and defend that take. Why is A.J. Brown the greatest receiver in Eagles history?
Joe, for me, this is quick. I'm not going to lie. To me, and I don't mean to disrespect T.O. because I love T.O. I don't mean to disrespect D-Jack because I love D-Jack. Jeremy Maclin, you know what I mean? Obviously, Devontae Smith now is doing his thing, and then you got the guys that came before him, the Harnold Carmichaels and all of those guys I didn't see to play the game, right? So I don't want to disrespect those guys, but as far as being a Eagles receiver, none of those guys have been better, in my opinion, in the Eagles jersey than A.J. Brown. None of them. When you talk about A.J. Brown and his career so far in Philadelphia, number one, you got to talk about his impact on winning. You got to talk about his impact on winning. The Philadelphia Eagles, before he came along, were a playoff team because of Jay Hurts. You know, he was still in the offs. Don't get me wrong. But he came along and helped us get to two, not one, but two Super Bowls, right? Two Super Bowls, right? He played a big part in both Super Bowl runs, not only in the regular season, but in the postseason, right? So we know that is the case, right? You talk about achievements and accolades. The man in the Eagles jersey broke Calvin Johnson's record for the most games in a row. I believe it was 6 games in a row with over 125 yards. He's a 3-time All-Pro. He's had 2 back-to-back 1,400-yard plus seasons. No Eagles receiver can say that, no matter the era. As explosive as Deshaun Jackson was, he never went for 1,400 yards, right? You could argue he's as versatile as any of the guys that's in that conversation. Like we talk about D-Jack being a deep threat. A.J. Brown not a deep threat. A.J. Brown can't take the top off the defense. Then you talk about a guy catching the ball over the middle. A.J. Brown can't catch the ball over the middle. You talk about a guy being physical. A.J. Brown not physical. A.J. Brown don't have the ability to be, to be finesse. A.J. Brown has done some of everything in the Eagles jersey. Now, when you look at these other names, Carmichael, again, respect to him. I didn't see him play the game, so maybe I'm naive to him, right? He ain't put up and again, it's different eras, so it's hard to compare in those eras. But he ain't put up the numbers that A.J. Brown put up. He didn't, right? Like I said, Deshaun Jackson, I was able to watch him play. Deshaun Jackson wasn't going over the middle of the field, which is why he wasn't getting the same yards and getting the same stuff that A.J. Brown was getting. And D-Jack could be a little injury prone at times too. And I love D-Jack, but at times D-Jack was a I don't even know how to phrase it. D-Jack was a I hate to put it like that. I love D-Jack. But D-Jack could kind of be like a one-trick pony at times. Like if it wasn't the deep ball or the screen he was taking to the house, D-Jack really wasn't that effective. It was Jeremy Maclin that was getting the slants and being a physical guy and doing all of the dirty work. And then D-Jack could just take the top off the defense. That was his role, and he excelled in it. But that's really all D-Jack was for real. Now, let's get to T.O. I see somebody in the comment section talking about that's the dumbest thing anyone can say. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect T.O., but listen. T.O. played for the people that's watching. And when we edit this, I need this zoomed in on me. T.O. played for the Eagles for 2 years. 2 years. 1 year, he went for 1,200 yards and I had to double check. He had double-digit touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. He missed most of the postseason, did not play. The Eagles got to the Super Bowl without him. Donovan McNabb and the offense carried them boys to the Super Bowl without the magnificent T.O. Crazy. I never seen the Eagles get to the Super Bowl without AJ. I just want to point that out. Just as great as we are, we never got to the Super Bowl without AJ Brown. But we got there without T.O. Granted, he got into the Super Bowl and he played on a broken leg and gave us one of the greatest Super Bowl performances of all time. And T.O. is T.O. But that was for 1 year. What did he do the following year? He gave us 700 yards and then was in a driveway doing sit-ups and mad at Donovan McNabb because Donovan McNabb didn't speak up about him getting a contract extension. And before we know it, he went and played for our ops. He had better seasons with the ops. He went and played with Dallas, had a better career in Dallas than he did in Philly. So I'll be damned if I say a guy who came to Philly for 2 years, missed a whole postseason run besides the Super Bowl game, and had a better career in Dallas is the greatest receiver to ever play in Philly. That's just disrespect to Philly, if we being honest. It's no shade towards T.O. T.O. is the best receiver to ever play in Philly, similar to the fact that LeBron James is the best player to ever play in Miami. He's not the greatest player to ever play in Miami. That would be D Wade. And there's a difference. Some people got to understand the difference. A lot of people don't understand the difference. When you hear the word greatest, everybody automatically thinks the best. And that's not what that means. Greatest is longevity. Greatest is accomplishments, achievements. What did you do? Best is talent for talent. Who's better? Talent for talent. Yes. Give me T.O. all day long. All day is Terrell Owens. He's top 3 receiver all time. Yes. But greatness for this franchise, he had more greatness with San Fran. He had more greatness with Dallas than he did with Philadelphia. So he is not the greatest receiver to ever play for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's the best, not the greatest. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, he's the only one that I feel like really deserves a debate because he is T.O. Them other guys, they cool. Don't get me wrong. They cool. They not 1K. They not 1,400 yards. They not back to back to back to back to back to back 125 yards. They not a receiver that got us to multiple Super Bowls. The only champion amongst the guys. The only and whoever said that, I guarantee you didn't watch him play, but that's conversation for another day. Conversation for another day, right? The only one of those guys mentioned that actually hoisted a Super Bowl trophy with the Philadelphia Eagles. None of them other dudes we mentioned did it. And if they did, it wasn't a Super Bowl trophy. It was like an NFL championship. And nowadays, I'm told that don't count. So I'm just saying, overall, AJ is the best. None of these other guys have done what AJ Brown did in the Eagles jersey. I don't think it's that close. And I've listened to older Eagles reporters say the same thing. Like, as great as Carmichael was, there was another guy. I'm trying to find the name real quick if I can find it real fast. Mike Quick. Come on, bro. No disrespect. He's not AJ Brown, bro. I'm sorry. That's no. So yeah, I think AJ is overall the greatest. Maybe not the best, but he is the greatest.
Hey, you took the words in my mouth when you did a Miami Heat comparison. I wrote that down. I was gonna say LeBron James is a better player than D Wade, but D Wade is the greatest Miami Heat player. But you can but LeBron has a legit. LeBron, he probably is the greatest. You just don't consider him because he's not a Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. But he probably is the greatest on the whole time. He got more MVPs. He won 2 finals MVPs. But I mean, I'm just saying. But he ain't win without D Wade though, so we can't do that. But
right. But you get the comparison though.
Yeah, some people got Kareem as second, third best player ever, but Kobe is a greater Laker. Mm-hmm. He just is. Kareem won with the Bucks. He didn't do everything with LA. You know what I mean? Magic is a greater Laker than Kareem. But is Kareem a greater player than Magic? People say yes. So it's the difference between best and greatest. And Harold Carmichael, come on, man. I know what you did. You just Googled got the most yards in Eagles history, and he popped up. The man played like 15 years, went over 1,000 yards 3 times. That's it. Only hit 1,100 yards. It's a different era. You know what I mean? We can't. It's not even fair.
Ask him who got the record for the most receiving yards in Philadelphia Eagles history in a single season.
Oh, is it what it is?
ask him who got that record. If we want to talk numbers, the numbers argument not gonna help a lot of people. It's not. AJ got a lot of them Eagles records.
I definitely agree with you, and then kudos to Kev, because I was thinking the same thing when you was when you was naming them. We thought Jeremy Macklin. I'm like, I get it, he's a good receiver, but
exactly.
Why is he in the best receiver conversation? You said Jeremy Macklin. I'm like, Jeremy Macklin, what the world? Alshon Jeffries, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, they were good receivers, but they not considered the best. So like, AJ Brown is the only Eagles receiver that is considered the best receiver and was with Philly for a good amount of time. Mm-hmm. He's the only receiver. T.O. is the only other receiver that I can think of on the top of my head that was considered the best receiver in the league or in the conversation that y'all had. I don't think y'all had that outside of A.J. Brown and T.O. They are the only 3 receivers y'all had in history who are, you know what, they might be the best receiver in the league, or at least in the conversation. Right. D-Jack was never in the convo of best receiver. He was always the best deep threat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Best deep threat. Mike Quick is also another player. It's not like he was a big play guy. You know what I mean? Like, he had speed. Mike Quick. There you go. Right?
Yeah.
So I agree with you, because greatness is all about your resume. It's when I look at the resume, this is what happened. Greatness, in my opinion, you can prove it. You can look at something and say, this is it. Best is off of your opinion. It's off of your eyes. Like, when I watch, this is what I believe. I believe he's better than you. He's better than you because of X, Y, Z. But when you do greatest, you got to look at the resume. And as far as Eagles, like you said, he's the only one that won outside of Alshon Jeffries. But he's the only one that won a Super Bowl. That's like a legit best player. He got all pros. You know what I mean? Did he lead the league? No, he didn't lead the league in receiving when he had 1,400. That's a year Tyreek Hill had Jose at $2,000, I think.
He was top 5 though.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think AJ Brown is the greatest Eagles receiver in history by default, for real.
And like and going back to the T.O. thing, because that's the name that strikes the most irritation out of me, because people act like I completely forgot about T.O. and I'm disrespecting T.O. and da da da. The numbers for the Philadelphia Eagles, he went for 12. His best season, and again, he only played for us for 2 years. His best season, a year and a half. His best season with us was 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns. Great year. Granted, he missed the last couple games of the season because he had that, he had the leg injury, broken leg injury, and he missed the postseason, came back and did his thing in the Super Bowl. That following season, 763 yards, 6 touchdowns, he was gone. Now, his best season with the Ops, Dallas, which in my opinion immediately disqualifies you from this conversation. Like you don't even belong in this conversation when you spent 4 years in Dallas and 2 years with us. But his best year in Dallas, 1,355 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's a greater Dallas Cowboy than he is a Philadelphia Eagle. He's a greater Dallas Cowboy than he is a Philadelphia. So again, I will be damned if I say T.O. You see the you feel where I'm coming from, Joe? I'll be damned if I say he's the greatest Eagles receiver when he went and had his best years with the Ops and was torturing us. I'm old enough to remember him killing us, taunting us, doing in the end zone. We ain't playing that. He ain't got the numbers to match it. He ain't got the resume to match it. He ain't got the accolades to match it in a Eagles jersey. Now again, in my opinion, T.O. is a top 3 receiver all time. It's Rice, it's Moss, it's T.O. And depending on what day you catch me on, I might say Moss, T.O., Rice, because I didn't see Rice. But at the end of the day, as an Eagle, one great season does not make you the greatest in anything. And that's a way of life. You do a thing one time great, that don't make you the greatest of anything for the most part. You have to continue to display that greatness in order for you to get that accolade over guys that have displayed it over a period of time.
Don't get me wrong. He's clearly the best receiver you ever had.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because even that 1 year he had, arguably you can say is more impressive than AJ Brown's best year.
Yeah, like I said, to me, well, my bad. Go ahead.
Because he missed 2 games. AJ Brown's playing 17.
That's facts.
So he missed 2 games. He didn't have another guy on the other side, so he's not being secret cover the whole game. So he put in work, and he had 14 touchdowns. And even the year he played half the season, not even half, he played 7 games, he had almost 800 yards.
This is true.
Bruh, he was cooking. So
this is true.
So the only reason why he's not the score, in my opinion, the whole Dallas thing don't disqualify him to me, because at the end of the day, he played for y'all. I get as an Eagle fan, you don't want to do it, but that's just how disrespectful he is. He cooked with y'all, then go to the Ops and cook with them. He also led the league in drops that year too with the Cowboys, I think. But the man, like, the only thing that's stopping him is AJ just play longer. That's it. If he probably play these 2-4 years, he probably get AJ. He'd probably be the greatest.
I get, and again, his name alone and how great he is alone in itself, right, would automatically put him in a certain conversation if he did it for 4 years or even 3. If he gave you 3 years same production, it would be the same thing. I put this comment on the screen because it's just like, respectfully, we appreciate you tuning in, but like, these be the people I be debating with. They just be kind of saying anything. Like, he did it for 4 years. What are we talking about right now? He's a 3-time All-Pro in a Philadelphia Eagles jersey. What are we? I'm lost at. I'm lost. But these are the people. I mean, come on now. But like I said, credit to T.O. Again, if you ask me who's the best receiver in Philadelphia Eagles history, it is no question, no brainer, T.O.
Not even a conversation.
Not even a conversation because T.O. is T.O. Not even a conversation. If you ask
I'm not
me
even
who's the
talking about
greatest,
just T.O. career. I'm talking about him as an Eagle. That's what we talking about.
yeah,
Him as an
yeah,
Eagle.
yeah. Just best receiver. Yeah,
Yes.
he's better. He is better than AJ Brown. No question about it. That's not a conversation to me. That's not a conversation. But if you ask me who's the greatest receiver in Eagles history, to me it's AJ Brown, and that is also not a conversation. To me, it's not a conversation. Given everything I just listed out, accolades, accomplishments, overall resume, none of the other receivers can truly compete with that.
Yeah,
and again, maybe the biggest thing, like you said, the biggest thing, his impact on winning is maybe on top of the accolades and on top of the stats is maybe the biggest thing, because I could argue T.O. impacted winning quite a bit too, but I don't think any of these other receivers impacted winning the way A.J. Brown has impacted winning over these last 4 years in the Eagles jersey.
I mean, let's take out last year, right?
Hey, we made the playoffs. And last year was rough.
A lot of them blaming AJ Brown for the.
Shoot, I'm kind of one of them. I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, still, you know what I mean. I still give him. I still say, he puts another pressure on the defense that defenses got to worry about. And so I give AJ. I've seen us ascend with AJ Brown in ways that we was not ascending without him. He took our team to another level when he joined. So I got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah. Shout out to both of y'all receivers, man. I'm not gonna lie. T.O. was like that, and AJ Brown doing his thing. So
yeah,
he's the greatest. T.O.'s the best. Just know the difference. Everybody's tuning in. All right,
sir.
Great show. I mean, a lot of electricity today, like always. And my last words, I mean, he over here, arguing about who the greatest receivers, in his history, it's funny because when Kev, like going back to what Kev said, y'all legit only got two good receivers your whole career. your whole life. Two greats. That's it.
We've had some productive guys, but we haven't had greats like that. Yeah.
But I will say, when y'all get great receivers, y'all get to the bowl. So maybe you just stick to that formula. That's why you won, because you got two. You got two number one. I see it now. I see you only had one. You only got there. I see it. I see the vision. All right, cool. But anyways, Commanders, man, keep cooking. We chilling. You know what I mean? We in the kitchen. We ain't telling about what we cooking. They see it, and then we not even saying nothing. Adam Peters, he made a mistake last year. Signed some old veterans. Didn't work out. He said, okay, I got you. I'm going to get younger. AJ, we got a young squad now, but based on the free agents. 27, 26, 24, 23, 25. Everybody on defense except for two. Got my boy Rashad White. A lot of people hyping it. I'm not even really too hyped about Rashad White. I just like the fact that he playing with his boy, JD5. And we know who coming next, BA. Terry McLaurin and Brandon Ayuk. I like that. I know a lot of people saying he a crash out. He is. But he going with his boy. And you know how it is when your receiver go with his boy. Magic happen, right? So I'm excited about that. Sacramento. Hey, I came out, I wanted to tank. I still wanted to tank. But then I came out and said, you don't have to be the worst team to get the number one pick. It's Ajax Detroit. It was the worst team for like 5 years straight. Never got the number one pick. Only got K once. They had the record. They almost broke the record for the most losses in NBA history and still didn't get number one. The Spurs got in. They got Wemby. So my thing is, we don't have to be the worst team. We just got to be around the conversation. Let's try to win some games. So guess what we start doing? We started winning some games. Shout out to Kev and the Mavs. Get y'all dub. Shout out to the Pacers and Ty. Get y'all dub. We starting to win games now. We got this young core starting to gel together and get some reps and starting to win some games. And you add AJ to that. Not AJ, 2K. You know what I mean? Talking about AJ, the bastard, or Peterson. Then we're going to be straight. The future is bright as long as we win this lottery, and I'm banging on it. Dang, I got to depend on the lottery to get good. But those are my two teams. Shout out to the whole R2 Network. Shout out to the whole R2 family. Shout out to my boy AJ. And shout out to everybody in the comment section. We appreciate everything y'all do. And shout out to everybody watching on AJ channel. AJ, floor is yours.
Hey, man. First things first, of course, it's been a fun episode. It's always fun getting together with my boy JJ Joe Jordan for another episode of Unfazed. It's always fun going back and forth with debates and things of that nature. That's always fun. Appreciate everybody watching on my channel, Time Out or Full Time Out. Appreciate everybody watching on the Art to Well channel. If you're watching, I think the highest we got was like 75. So I need y'all to like, I need y'all to subscribe, I need y'all to share if you like what you see, if you want to debate, all of that. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, wherever you see it. Show us some love. We got content pumping for y'all every single week in real format and live format. Playoffs, NBA playoffs about to get going. We about to be live talking about that quite a bit. Obviously, the NFL draft is coming up, so we're going to be talking. It's a lot of stuff, good stuff coming up, man. And we might even dip into a little boxing there somewhere, too. I know we not in the red corner, but we might have to, dip into a little bit of that, too, just here and there. You know what I mean? So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. Lakers. I don't want to be this guy, but it's pretty obvious. We are a better team without LeBron right now. It's just the facts, bro. It's just the facts. The defense look better. The offense look better. AR and Luka look like they play more free. DeAndre Ayton blocking shots, catching lobs. It just looked like we are a well-oiled machine at this point without LeBron. And as Lakers fans, that's kind of what we got to look forward to. It's no shot at LeBron. We appreciate everything you've done for the city, everything you've done for the team. You got us a championship the year we lost Kobe Bryant, and I will always have respect for you off that. Just off that. Forget the rest of the resume. Off that. That was a big time thing. I don't care nothing about the Mickey Mouse. I will always have respect for LeBron off that alone. So we appreciate him, but it is time to move on. Hopefully we can get some different rotations in the playoffs. Hopefully guys can put their egos aside, because egos aside. Because if you could do that, this team could reach a different type of ceiling in the playoffs. I really believe that. But guys got to be willing to put that ego aside and sacrifice for the betterment of the team. So Lakers, keep doing what you're doing. JJ, don't be afraid to take those chances. Eagles fans, man. AJ's Birds is here, man. The first episode is out, and let me just roll y'all this intro. Give y'all a preview of what every show looks like at the start, man. So let me show y'all real quick. Give y'all a preview. 70 people in the building, man. First episode out. Let's get this on the screen real quick, Joe. Roll it for him.
Looking, firing, intercepted, picked up by Cooper. Gets a block, snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught. Foles going for it all into the end zone, and it is caught. And Hurst going deep for it all. Devontae Smith, he has got it.
Yeah, man. So again, I'm
Hold
dropping.
on. Shout out to Kevin in the intro.
Shout out to Kevin. And he don't even know he was gonna be in the intro, but I had to throw that picture in there, us holding the fake Lombardi. You know what I'm saying? Holding the fake Lombardi, because we ain't played, but it felt like we was on the field when we won that one. It just felt like it, man. So it was a great moment. But again, I'm coming with fresh Eagles content once, twice a week. Sometimes I'm going to do a live show. Sometimes I'm going to drop reels. Really depends on what's going on scheduling wise. But I'm getting out fresh Eagles content as much as possible. Like I said, we got the NFL offseason. We got free agency. We got the draft. We got A.J. Brown trade rumors. Will a Jay Hurst extension come sometime soon? Will we get a Devontae Smith extension sometime soon? Jalen Carter extension. It's a lot of things to talk about as far as the Philadelphia Eagles are concerned. And your boy is covering it all with real news, not the fake news that you hear a lot of times coming out of Philly media. I'm coming with the real news. So y'all stay tuned. And if you're looking for the Instagram channel, it is at Ajae's Birds. Again, that's at. Matter of fact, I can put it on the what's name right now for the people. If I can find, let me see. Just for the people that want to know, at Ajae's Birds. Bang, bang.
Let's get it.
Let me get that out of there. There you go. If you're looking for the at, there it is right there. Follow it on Instagram, and it'll be everything you need is right there, man. If you're an Eagles fan. Now, even if you're a hater, I welcome you. I welcome everyone, man. So if you're an Eagles fan, if you're an Eagles hater, you're looking for Eagles news, you come to your boy. I got you covered. And I'm trying to do live games this year, not only for myself, but we gonna do some live games with Unfazed this year too. We gotta mix it both in. We couldn't do it last year because of my schedule. This year I'm thinking we're gonna be able to make that happen. So yeah, man, let's get it.
We couldn't do it last year because we ain't hold up our end of the bargain. You know what I mean? Like we weren't relevant, so that's why we didn't do it last year.
That's fair.
But no, I'm happy that you're doing this. You know, like at it. You know, Kev, you my dog. You and AJ, y'all are the most knowledgeable Eagle fans I know. So like, I trust y'all words. We gotta say stuff. So I know that you're gonna bring the real stuff for Eagles Nation, and you know we're gonna be watching too because we gotta know what's going on. You know, I mean, the enemy gotta know what the ops doing. And that's the only way we can get into the building and take everything y'all got. You know what I mean? So that's the only way we can do that. So I'm gonna be tuned in, and I hope all y'all tune in, watching. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to his YouTube channel, and like when you're watching, leave a comment. You know, leave a fire emoji, ask a question. He's very interactive too. So like, you ask a question, he will respond to your comments. But definitely, you an Eagles fan, put your notification bell on his YouTube channel, and make sure you stay alert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like usual, Joe, man, I'm feeling unfazed.
Unfazed. That's Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.